name is Dr. Jessie Sanders, owner and chief veterinarian of Aquatic Veterinary Services. I'm also the author of the newly published How to Kill Your Koi. Today we'll be discussing Chapter 6, How to Select the Right Fish Food for Your Koi. So this is based on the myth that the most expensive koi food is the best quality. Well, I hate to break it to you, but price has absolutely zero correlation with fish food quality. Some of the most terrible foods that are out there are actually some of the more expensive ones. So again, this is a little bit of a marketing ploy that is used by all pet foods. That our brains just want to associate good quality with a high price tag. So unfortunately, it's not that easy. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research on your own and look at the protein, fat, and carbohydrate sources within that label that's on the bottom of your bag of food. This will take some sleuthing on your end if you're not familiar with different ingredients, and certainly some of them might actually be in multiple categories. So in our book, we actually take an example of our favorite koi food and we break down all the different protein, fat, carbohydrate, mineral, vitamins, and sometimes the probiotics and prebiotics that a lot of foods are incorporating these days. So when you are evaluating a bag of food, the easiest way to kind of evaluate if it's a high quality or low quality is to count the protein sources. And again, this might take a little extra time on your part. So the more protein sources that are in a food, it's likely going to be cheaper ingredients, which is just fine. If you want to feed your fish cheap food, that's perfectly fine. These are all complete diets. They do not cause your fish to have any sort of health issues, but just don't shell out a ton of money on a not so great food. So again, I'm going to recommend to you my favorite in the links below, but this is the best that we have as a maintenance diet for most ponds. If your fish are breeding, if they're growing, if they have some other purpose in life, say they're a show fish, that might not be the right diet for them. So again, this is just our recommendation for a maintenance diet that is appropriate for most of the pet fish ponds that we see. So then when it comes to pellet size, they are not standardized and come in a wide variety of sizes. So with koi, they don't have an acidic stomach, so they can't really break down big particles of food. But they have these molars in the back of their teeth that are used for crunching up pellets. So as long as they're able to crunch their pellets small enough, they will be able to extract the nutrients from them. So sometimes the smaller pellets are just a little easier to crunch down. But again, size doesn't matter when it comes to koi food, unless you sometimes have koi of mixed sizes. That way the big guys can get the big pellets, the little guys can get the little pellets, and everybody gets their own diet. And then we have sinking versus floating foods. So most foods are going to be floating, and all the fish will come to the surface, and they'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Does anybody look funny? Anyone acting odd? Sinking foods are great for shy fish, or if you have fish that are recovering from any illness, they're not feeling that well, or if there's a lot of competition in the pond, you can add both sinking and floating foods, and that way everyone can try to get their fair share. So then it comes to how much to feed your fish. Well, again, I wish I had an easy answer for you, but a lot of the times it'll vary based on the temperature of the water, not the air, and what your fish are kind of feeling. And it's going to vary from pond to pond. So in the book, I give you a lot more recommendations, but for now, I can't answer specifically in a cute little 3-minute video. So in addition to that, we also talk about our reading the various labels. So again, if you have a label, we'll show you how to read it. Green peas and what they actually mean for your fish. How to store your fish food properly, and if you're going on vacation, how you should handle feeding of your pond. So again, some things you might not be considering. And we have links to all of the articles that I've written previously on our website in the description below. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have fun sleuthing out the right koi food for your fish. And again, what's right for you may not be right for anybody else, and that's your choice. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. For help with your fish, please visit the American Association of Fish Veterinarians at fishvets.org or the World Aquatic Veterinary Medical Association at wavma.org.